So, government workers and schools will be from home for the rest of the week. Now, it has been announced that schools and government employees will continue to be remote till the end of the week. Now, the announcement comes in line with the weather conditions and the damage it has done over the past couple of days. Now, initially, remote work and distance learning has been announced on April 16th, but has been extended through today, and then later has been extended as well to till the end of the week. Of course, as we've mentioned, this is all for the safety of everyone. Because while if you would look outside, it is actually giving COVID 2020 vibes. The roads are completely empty. Even the malls, by the way, I wanted to go to the mall yesterday. My dad has gone because I wanted to go to Carrefour. He got stuck and he just like showed us how like the shelves are empty, as you mentioned earlier with our Emirates story. If no one's actually going and coming and delivering things, how will the supermarkets and how will restaurants be filled with like food and all of these essentials that we need? So everyone has been working from home, schools, work, employees. Even if the roads are empty, does not necessarily mean that it is safe. It is blocked for a reason. And yeah, just stay home at this point. Just trust in the process and choose, I would say, safety first. It's better to be safe than sorry for the second time.
Yes, it is. And I would just like to give a massive shout out to the KHDA for announcing on Tuesday that schools will be closed, because we posted today or yesterday that schools are going to close and they'll continue distance learning for Thursday and Friday. And there's some people in the comments talking about school fees. So they're basically saying, you know, really schools have to decrease prices, basically because distance learning comes into play. It can come into play quite regularly. So they're questioning the education they're paying for their kids. Now, the KHDA will see these comments, but they have to make these effective decisions. And on Tuesday, if they hadn't said, like, no one saw, like, we saw that the weather was going to be bad, but no one saw to this extent. And if they had said, go to school on Tuesday, and we saw the drama unfold throughout the day, could you imagine what would have happened if the school buses were trying to get home? So the decisions that they took are so much for the kids' safety. And it's not an easy decision. I think we need to understand that, you know, work from home, it sounds like it's a great thing for teachers, students, like a lot of people are celebrating. It's difficult, but a lot of people love it, right? But the decision that businesses and the government takes, it's not an easy decision to do it, but they do it for safety. And that's the only reason, whether it's when the weather was expected, to make sure that we don't have truckloads of school kids on the roads in intense storms, and in the aftermath, because they understand that the roads need a lot of fixing up. So I just think a massive shout out to the KHDA for making those effective decisions, even if it's not the most popular decision to some parents.
I mean, it is understandable why parents would not like it when the kids are actually learning from home, because as a child, you would grasp on the information more when it's face-to-face interaction with the teacher at school. However, of course, you know, like I understand the frustration from the parents' end, but I think parents as well sometimes do tend to maybe not take a look at it from the perspective of if your child is in a bus and the bus, I don't know, like let's say, God forbid, is stuck on the road due to the situation, you know what I mean? Would you rather have that or actually have your kid learn from home? So I do understand the frustration from both ends.
Yeah.
But of course as well, like I think as parents, it is all the time way better to trust in the country, trust in the KHDA's decision, because this decision does not come out of nowhere. Of course, it's a good decision for, by the way, even I might just like right now say that this is a good decision for even workers, but even for employees and people who work. I mean, I don't know, I don't want to speak in like in a general form, but for me, I would much rather be in the office interacting with my colleagues rather than on the internet or WhatsApp. Because first of all, like creating like one-on-one conversation or one-on-one interaction is just like avoids a lot of misunderstandings and just like gives a clear understanding of what the thing that you or the other person wants to, get to.
Yeah, you made a really good point there, Farah, about it's really easy to say, you know, great job, KHDA, but if you're a parent sitting at home with 4 kids and they're distance, sorry, and they're distance learning and you're ripping your hair out, it's a whole other story. So there is two sides to that story for sure. But let's jump into